Many people have experienced life when they have some free time and can pay their debts. This realization has made them unwilling to give up seeking a higher quality of life. They aren't to blame. Isn't this what CEOs have done for most of their lives? The cornerstone of our economy is having a low sense of self-worth and believing that one's work ethic measures one's morals. This is misleading and dishonest behavior. That's why I'm overjoyed that individuals are starting to realize their mistakes. Would a severe labor shortage result after the pandemic struck the economic sector? Are you new to this channel? Subscribe and hit that notification bell to help us produce more wealth-building content. You can count on Dinero Association to keep you up to date on the latest financial and economic developments. Watch out! The Great Labor Crisis is coming! Workers remain in control of the labor market, and this does not appear to be changing anytime soon. It is also beginning to alter the commercial landscape in terms of competition. Competition is shifting, especially in labor-intensive industries. If a company has a distinct advantage in attracting the best workers, it will succeed. Let's take a look at it. Having a better product isn't enough. In the ultra-competitive labor market of 2022, businesses will require a new level of innovation and adaptability to discover a way to acquire the employees essential to meet demand. As long as there was a help wanted sign, whether real or virtual, employers could count on a steady stream of applicants. All of that has now changed. In recent months, labor shortages have negatively impacted some companies' financial results. Walmart hired 150,000 seasonal employees despite a labor shortage. According to the company, corporation-funded training programs helped train 400,000 people in the previous year. Employers must do more than just pay their employees. Chris Floyd, a Washington, D.C.-based recruiter for the food business, says that larger companies have an advantage because they can pay their employees more money. Restaurants, however, compete for workers on more than just wages. Floyd recommends that lower-income restaurants compete by providing a higher quality of life for their workers by closing 2 days a week. Demographic data indicate that this change in the balance of power between employees and employers is not a passing trend. Labor shortages have been a worry for many firms because of early retirements, childcare obligations, and job seekers who desire higher wages. As the pool of qualified workers shrinks, employers are forced to compete for and retain their best and brightest employees. As a result of rising demand, logistical delays and container shortages and enterprises running out of supplies, the global economic recovery has been hindered. Apple's offer has thus far been ignored. Individuals who change employment frequently make more significant money. In over 2 decades, 2021 will see the most crucial salary gain for the first time. Business leaders will be rethinking their supply chains in a year, including where to obtain items and how they will be transported outside of their home countries. Macy's raises the minimum wage to $15 per hour and gives free college tuition. Hey, take a breather there for a moment. If you have not yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button to ensure that you don't miss any of our videos. As a result of the labor shortage, a new style of thinking and speaking about work has emerged. Here is the most famous work norm that could be affecting the labor crisis. Number 1. New generation of workers, new set of standards. Job openings and employee departures have historically followed a pattern similar to Gen Z's arrival into the workforce. Workers of the next generation are setting new standards, as is typical. It's no secret that Gen Zers have a new work ethic in reaction to their generation's constant job challenges. It's important to them to do work that reflects their ideas in a meaningful way. A 9-to-5 weekday isn't necessary for them. Days remember the time they spent on their jobs. You've probably heard of or maybe experienced labor shortages at some point in your life. Businesses, particularly low-wage ones, are having a hard time finding employees. That means your favorite eateries might have to close early or slow down their service as a result. Number 2. Job mismatch. Almost definitely, there are mismatches between the available jobs and the employees' abilities who apply for them. Workers are also being forced to relocate and leave their employment behind. Since the pandemic, workers have heightened expectations and sought more from their jobs. Businesses claiming to be willing to hire are not matching up with the number of people without jobs. Even while companies were scrambling to hire, the jobless rate for African Americans rose in August. According to Howard University economist and AFL-CIO economist William Spriggs, this is an example of self-evident labor market discrimination presenting itself. The black unemployment rate declined slightly in September, although it remained high. Number 3. AntiWork. What is it? In recent months, Reddit's anti-work subculture has been tremendous growth in followers. People who have decided to leave their jobs and protest low wages and working conditions flock to this site. A common theme on the subreddit is a desire to radically reorganize the way people go about their jobs. According to insider Scott Tinborg, the length of the workday, the consequences of overwork, and the development of worker power are all topics that are discussed in the post. The subreddit has a following of around 950,000 members. This month saw a dramatic increase in the number of Reddit subscribers, from roughly 500,000 to more than 900,000 in the space of a month. Number 4. Work slowly culture. Workers work slowly on purpose, often to enhance their working circumstances, to cause a work slowdown. Unionized workers may use this as a form of intimidation. Rodriguez cites checking email just on specified days as an example of slowing down. The other option is to steal time by indulging in socializing, unrecorded breaks, or even watching some TikToks while you're supposed to be working. Number 5. Humiliation among young Chinese people is waning. Young people in China are lying flat due to watching their peers overworked and exhausted state. Growing debt and rising home prices are common concerns among millennials in China and the United States. According to insider Stephen Jones, the movement is based on people finding contentment in their existing circumstances and taking time to decompress. The 996 work schedule, which starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 9 p.m., the country's younger technology workers has long been a cause of resentment. Number 6. You only live once mentality. People who abandon their occupations to pursue a better life are called YOLOers. YOLO Economy is a word used to describe the actions of well-to-do millennials in the wake of the pandemic, which has decided to fundamentally modify their lives. Many people don't want to waste any more time at their current job, and if you're like them, you won't either. For those who survived the pandemic and decided to change their life, the New York Times coined the term YOLO Economy earlier this year. Some made side hustles their full-time jobs, others moved out of state for a change of scenery, and yet others stayed put to spend more time with their loved ones at home. When Dane Drewis decided to abandon his corporate finance job to pursue music, he devised a savings and financial plan before transitioning. Inevitably, not everyone is fond of the YOLO economic model. Some senior job seekers were profiled by the Washington Post. In the Times, many YOLOers might build up a financial cushion for their new existence. Workers exert their newly acquired authority with organized labor strikes resulting in widespread work stoppages. When a group of workers decides to strike to improve their working conditions, it's called a strike. According to insiders Alana Akhtar and Joey Hayden, the first known labor strike occurred in Egypt in 1156 BC, when Egyptian laborers staged a work stoppage due to late wages. An increasingly powerful labor movement took over the streets in October. Labor conditions and contract discussions have sent tens of thousands of workers on strike or close to it. Labor activists and politicians coined #Striketober. Over 100,000 workers, according to The Hill, voted to authorize strikes, Strikes by about 1,000 Kellogg's employees began in early October, and discussions for a new contract started in early November. Tell us what you think about this video by leaving a comment below. We are Dinero Association, your partner in building wealth.